Hi, everyone. We'll get started in 2 minutes.
Okay, this should be good.
Oh, we can hear Nick. All right.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone. And then there's Nick. We'll see him in a second. I'm going to stop his video. But hi, everyone. My name is Carolyn Kwan, and welcome to Modern Ventures Innovation Day. I am the Passport Director here at Modern. For those who are new, Passport is our 6-month industry immersion program, and we are thrilled to introduce our newest Passport class. These companies are really changing the way in which we believe will address the key challenges of our industries. A little bit about Modern before we begin. Modern is a venture capital firm approaching 400 million AUM. We partner and invest in technology companies innovating around these core spaces, including real estate, finance, insurance, home services, and ESG, or environment, social, and governance. And we're really uniquely positioned as a VC where at our core, we invest typically in companies that are 2 to 20 million in revenue and have built for the past decade an extraordinary network of over 700 executives and corporations. Many of you are on today's webinar, who help inform us of key challenges that are facing the industry. And Passport is really the bridge that brings everything together. It both serves as our due diligence program and a way to also systematically provide value for our portfolio companies and our network through pilot opportunities, mentorship, strategic guidance, and industry exposure through the 6 months. With Passport, we typically see over 4,500 companies a year and have a less than 1% acceptance rate. So very excited to show you the 4 companies today that are in the current class. Here to introduce and share more, our host today, Sam DeLisi, our operating partner. Sam?
Thank you, Carolyn, and good morning, everyone. Let's start with some housekeeping. These are pre-recorded presentations with a live Q&A from each founder after the presentation. We will be putting up polls throughout the session, so please help us by taking those polls and letting us know what you think. Ask questions at any time during the presentation by using the Q&A feature at the bottom of the screen. We will try to get to all of them, but if not, our companies will make sure that they respond to you directly. Please take the survey at the end of the program, which really helps us improve our programming for future events. You can expect to be reached out to by the companies if you expressed interest in learning more about them through the survey process. All of these companies are either in the fundraising process or soon will be. Each of these firms are already getting great traction in their respective markets. So if you have an interest in investing, please let them or us know directly. I think you will enjoy the presentations. Our first company today is Rolla. Rolla is a video platform which empowers companies to create branded and social video content at scale, amplifying their digital presence and attracting more leads. Who knows, maybe by using Rolla, you'll become a real estate influencer. Kick us off, Casey, direct from Bogota, Colombia.
Casey McGuire, co-founder and CEO of Rolla. Rolla is empowering the real estate industry to increase video output, reduce vendor costs, and retain agents with user-friendly video technology. It should be no surprise to any of us that consumers want to make their purchasing decisions based on video content that they watch online. 92% of internet users worldwide watch digital videos each week. So if your brand is not creating enough video content to be discoverable online, you are unknowingly losing serious revenue opportunities. And when it comes to real estate, 86% of buyers and sellers want to work with a company that uses video to communicate. So ask yourself, how is your organization currently scaling its video creation to meet market demands? So what happens when real estate agents know that they need to create more video content, but don't have the budget to hire a film company or the time to edit video themselves? They end up producing nausea-inducing content that looks like this. Now, what happened was, during the pandemic, agents could not hire film companies. So they took matters into their own hands, they picked up their phones, and they tried to create their own video, but it looked like these horror films. And what it did was completely devalued their brokerage's brand. And it exposed the fact that most brokerages do not have the proper tools or technology to support their agents when it comes to video creation. So we spent the last 18 months speaking to sales managers, marketing advisors, and agents about what is not working for them. And this is what they said about hiring a video company every time they want to make a video. It's expensive. There's lots of scheduling and coordination friction. It's difficult to maintain consistency with video contractors everywhere throughout the US, which leads to a lack of brand control. And anyone editing videos on their own has admitted it is a complete waste of their time. We know that agents want video cheap, they want it quality, and they want to get to market fast. Brokerages want control over the content. They want brand consistency and immediate recognition, and also to cut costs whenever possible. This is why we built Rolla. Rolla empowers entire organizations to create branded and social video content at scale, amplifying their digital presence and attracting more leads. With this tool, large organizations like yours can empower your agents to participate in the video creation process and exponentially increase the amount of video content your brokerage is outputting. There are no film crews and there's no editing involved. Just capture video clips using our storyboard templates and submit. In 48 hours, your agents will receive professionally edited video content through Rolla's mobile app. Rolla works directly with sales and marketing teams at your company to develop the specific templates that ensure the exact message is conveyed throughout your entire organization. Your teams will have full control over the exact types of video campaigns you would like to create. Your company is given access to an admin portal for full visibility and access to all video assets created by your agents to easily run brand marketing campaigns. I'm proud to say that the videos you're seeing here were created by agents with no video experience using Rolla. They are branded, they are quality, they are authentic, and they were created for a fraction of the price of hiring a film company. Rolla guarantees unified brand consistency across hundreds of thousands of video assets by artfully adopting your company's fonts, colors, logos, and brand guidelines. Here's how it works. All users are required to complete a simple onboarding experience, so your company can rest easy knowing that your agents are properly educated. We help agents create video fast. Our templates are made specifically for realtors to quickly capture videos about their listings, their neighborhoods, or themselves. Our storyboard templates help agents stay organized so they can tell a great story from beginning, middle, to end. Our real-time capture guidance ensures your company that all content captured by agents will actually be quality. This is our quality control guarantee to you. But the most exciting part of Rolla, receiving your professionally edited video content, downloading all of your different deliverables, and sharing them directly to social media so that you can be discoverable by millions of buyers and sellers looking for the right agent or the right neighborhood or the right property online. And if you want to see an agent that understands the power of video and is using Rolla to its fullest potential, check out top performing agent in Maryland, Daniel Schuler. He's saving thousands on video costs, he's seeing more engagement from new leads, and he's increased his GCI and decreased the time that his properties spend on market. Brokerages are winning too. Rolla is a national vendor of Compass. It has helped their brokerage scale video creation across 22 markets in the United States, increase their video content output, and help them maintain brand standards across all video assets. They're decreasing their spending on video companies and retaining agents with technology that empowers. The more video your company creates and shares, the more discoverable it will become, the more leads you will get, and the more sales you will close. It's time to unify your brand around its video content and scale video creation across your entire organization. Let's discuss a pilot program today.
That was terrific, Casey. Thank you. I love the idea that you're really helping brokers tell stories about their listings. It's really, really fabulous. How do you ensure brand consistency across different companies, regions, brokerages? How does that work?
Thanks, Sam. Hi, everybody. So, as I mentioned in the presentation a bit, we've built guardrails that are embedded in the app through our storyboard and capture assist technology. And what that does is guarantees quality of the captured content. We also artfully adopt your brand's guidelines. So we take your fonts, colors, title cards, animations, etc. And what that does is also guarantees brand consistency across hundreds of thousands of video assets. And what it does is ensures that anyone watching your videos will know that it's your brand within the first 3 seconds.
Fabulous, fabulous. And how do you get real estate agents to adopt this? What's your process to make that happen?
I think that if you blink and it's the year 2026, ask yourself, are more or less agents going to be creating video content to get their messaging across to their audiences? I just think that those that choose not to use video will simply be outplayed by smarter agents using video to communicate with their audiences, and they'll be doing it in their sleep. The FOMO that agents are getting by seeing their peers post video every morning they wake up is just getting more and more real by the day as well. And it's just becoming a constant reminder that their competition is getting in front of their leads, and we'll need to do something about it sooner or later. But for brokerages, we believe the ones that facilitate video creation technology for their agents are going to be able to attract and retain agents and also save tons of money on hiring those local video vendors.
And just a curiosity, tell us a little bit about some of your feedback that you get from your brokers that are enjoying using the app.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've built this app to be as easy to use as possible. The agents love the ease of use, and the brokerages love the fact that we maintain that level of quality assurance, because all of our agents go through a simple onboarding experience that sort of guarantees their capability of capturing the video content in this way. And so agents love it because of the ease of use, and brokerages love it because of the ability to control that content and maintain brand consistency. I mean, plenty of other feedback we're getting from agents, which I'm happy to share directly with anyone who's interested.
Thank you. So are there other applications for Rolla other than residential, and what might they be?
Okay, that's a good question. So we built Rolla to be incredibly flexible to any industry that needs to create consistent branded video content. And that's all thanks to the flexibility of our storyboard technology. So again, if anyone wants to dive into that deeply with us, I'm happy to share. But Rolla applies to commercial, industrial, multifamily, hospitality, residential, and more within the entire real estate umbrella. But what's most exciting for our company right now is we're also receiving inquiries from the journalism and influencer marketing industry, as well as SMBs. All of this basically opens up a $52 billion addressable market that we are tackling. And we're in the process of raising a $3 million seed round right now. So happy to discuss that with anyone else who's interested as well.
All right. Well, I'm not seeing any other questions. Oh, here we go. Does Rolla require agents to hold a stick and keep the phone stable? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, the stick is called an Osmo, and yes, it is required. You saw in the presentation some of those horror film examples. What happens, guys, is agents, they don't eat breakfast, and then they're running around shooting video with their hands, and it looks like this. The stabilizer makes things much more official, much more professional, and ultimately gives the end user much more quality information for them to view and make an informed decision of what they want to do next, whether that's call an agent because they saw what they were talking about, what's going on in their market or what's going on in their neighborhood or a listing. It just helps the agents create better quality content. And I think that is important. Authenticity, super important as well, but quality of the content also equally as important.
Great. And we have one more question, and then we'll wrap up with you, Case. What is the barrier to entry stopping other companies from developing the same storyboard processes?
Yeah, I think for us, it's just about, we have to get market share. So it's about getting involved in as many brokerages as possible, obviously boxing out competition that way. But what we've built is an end-to-end platform. So while other companies maybe have figured out ways to just create some auto edit tool where you submit any kind of video content and then any kind of video content comes back out, or it's a photo slideshow situation. This is so much more advanced than that. And I think it really takes the team that we've built to do this. We've marketed over $5 billion worth of single family homes with our video creation agency, 929 Media. And so we know deeply the friction that exists here, and we know how to communicate with agents, and we know the problems that brokerages are having right now. So, that would be my response to that.
Great. Thank you so much, Casey. That was terrific. And look forward to seeing how this moves forward. So great.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Our next company is Docitt. Docitt creates one unified digital experience from the point of search to settlement. I'm going to hand it off to David. Take it away.
Hi, my name is David Kawada. I'm the founder and CEO of Docitt, and for over 20 years, I've originated mortgages and helped countless families and agents, just like you, create wealth through the American dream of buying a home. Docitt offers a white-labeled digital mortgage experience that makes lending simpler, smarter, and safer, because we know no one wants a mortgage, they want a home. And today's brokers' challenges face unqualified shoppers wasting your agent's time, buyers' affordability are keeping them on the sidelines, and your profits are down because your attachment rates are low. We are offering a digital mortgage experience from the point of search to settlement. And to get that consumer into the digital experience, we want to have an on-demand pre-qualification letter from your in-house lender. So now your agents can know before they show, and that pre-qualification is going to enable the consumer to have a personalized home search based upon their affordability. So we can match their expectations and reality. And with Docitt, we're going to provide an optimization engine to provide them the insights and prescribe an actionable decision so they can buy more. And all doing this to increase your revenues per transaction by removing the friction in the experience. So let's start with an on-demand pre-qualification. This enables your agents to be able to be in control of the experience, to verify credit, employment, income, and assets. So if they want to send off an offer at Sunday night, they don't have to chase a loan officer and get someone else to help them do their job. So they're empowered. It also helps the buyer to have clarity and confidence of what they can actually qualify for without additional salespeople confusing the process. So a pre-qual should happen at the pace of life, not on banker's hours. And by having the privilege of pre-qualifying that consumer and getting that intent, we now can provide a visual indicator of what a consumer can actually close on. So green properties, they could close on today. A yellow property, they're going to need some work on their credit application. Red properties, they can't close that transaction as is. So we want to turn those yellow properties into green properties by turning those no's into yeses and yeses into bigger yeses by Docitt looking at the consumer's credit and optimizing their purchasing power. How do we do that? Well, let's meet Bob and Mary. Bob and Mary want to buy a home. They make about $115,000 a year. They have $1,250 of current debts, and they've saved up $20,000 for a down payment. So they can qualify for about $310,000 purchase with an overall monthly payment after close of $3,100. Today, we call that an approve and as is scenario. But if Docitt go ahead and looks at their current debts, refinance their student loans, auto debts, lower their $1,250 payments to $721, we can reallocate that obligation, those cash flow, into a bigger mortgage. And that increases the purchasing power from $310,000 to $400,000. I think that could turn a renter into a buyer. And what happens is that monthly payment afterwards, $3,100 for Bob and Mary, is the same. What this does for your agents is increase their purchasing power by about 29%, or effectively going from zero to something because it turns a renter into a buyer because they can say yes. How do we do that? We actually approve Bob and Mary for other loan products in the same mortgage experience. We'll allow Bob and Mary control what and how much they want to optimize their application. We fund the new loans in the same experience. And in 5 to 7 working days after a rapid rescore, we have a new credit profile that we can fund off of. We do this in all one digital experience. So it makes it much harder for the consumer to leave your experience. So your in-house lender has the advantage of being the first to pre-qualify, have a loan program and scenario that no one else has, and effectively be able to create all the unified experience that makes it super easy from point of search to settlement by having your mortgage companies, your insurance companies, your escrow officers in one digital experience. We want to make your brokerage more money by eliminating the people, the paper, and the pain from the loan process. And so your agents can focus on what matters to them, the buyer. My name is David Kawada. I'm proud to be a part of the Modern Passport. We're looking for pilot partners that would want to be able to support your customers, the agents, to win in this new marketplace. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Great. David, thank you so much. Again, we have the poll up, and please add your questions to the Q&A when you get a chance. David, who's your primary customer?
Hi, thank you, Sam, and thank you everyone for being here this morning. So real estate brokerages or home search sites are what we're looking for to help on the top side of the funnel. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more. If I'm an agent, how does Docitt fit into my workflow?
So we could create an easy JavaScript on a website. We can put a hyperlink in an email so that they have effectively a real no friction process. And then we can also do integrations into their CRM and their transaction management system so that we could help them be part of the workflow.
I got to tell you, what we are most excited about about Docitt is that in the current sort of tumultuous market for mortgages, we think that Docitt is a real solution and incredibly important right now to help people qualify for their dream homes. Can you tell us a little bit about how that happens?
Yeah, thanks, Sam. So right now, as affordability becomes continually a major challenge for consumers that are looking to buy a home, effectively becomes a math exercise. We're able to lower the debt obligations that a consumer comes into the process by refinancing their student loans, auto or personal. We can lower their monthly payments. We can also match down payment assistance programs to find additional assets to match that opportunity. We've effectively helped match those expectations versus the reality so that a consumer actually knows what they can close and actually could afford. And we do this in one digital experience so that they don't have to shop for solutions. We effectively say, all right, Sam, you qualify for X today. If you do this, this, and this that we prescribe, you can qualify for X plus Y. And so we're really excited. We're not changing the credit box for mortgages. We're not trying to put people that cannot afford homes. We're just helping to reshape their finances so they can actually afford more home.
Great. And here's a great question. Do you refi cash out kind of deals, or can you work with investors who are buying properties?
Yeah, so on the matching system, on the heat mapping to look at opportunities and true costs, we can help investors. The investors generally are non-occupied, so they're managing their purchase on more equity base versus their debt to income ratio on their own personal qualifications. If they are looking for like a second home or they're qualifying on their own financials, yes, we absolutely can help them reshape their credit application and lower their current obligations.
And David, what's the best way for brokerages or agents to get started working with Docitt?
So obviously contacting us and to find what their objectives are so we could create a custom playbook for them. If they really have a digital mortgage experience, we'll work with their technical team and their marketing team to create that digital experience to reduce the human friction points. If they're really more boots on the streets, on the branch, bottom up, we'll definitely work with the real estate agent's workflow and their CRMs, their emails, so that effectively just creates a frictionless process.
Terrific. And you're also raising. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, we're raising $5 million. We did $2.1 million in revenues last year. We did 35 billion in closed loans on our platform. And this year we'll do about 450,000 applications and transactions. And we're looking to effectively build out our team and build out the optimizers so that we can help more families become homeowners.
Great. Well, thank you so much, David. Great job. And look forward to the response from our audience.
Thank you, guys.
All right. So our next company is Workbox. Workbox is a flex office operator that packages holistic business solutions to growth stage companies to drive NOI for commercial office owners through shared economics. John, let's pass it to you to get started.
Hi, everyone. My name is John Wallace, and I'm co-founder and CEO of Workbox. Workbox is a flex office operator that targets and services early and growth stage businesses. And we leverage our unique market position and structure to drive NOI value to our landlord partners. There's no question that the pandemic and shift to hybrid work has put a strain on commercial office. I spent 20 years sitting on your side of the table at large investment firms such as Brookfield Asset Management and LaSalle Investment Management. And I understand the pressure today to battle rising vacancies and declining utilizations. But having sat in your position, I also see the enormous opportunity to capitalize on this new work economy. JLL now expects that 30% of all office space will be consumed flexibly in the next 7 to 8 years. The existing flex office sector has morphed into the airline industry, where the only differentiation is price. The existing operators have been irresponsible with owner capital and squandered the opportunity to create value and trust in this important sector. No differentiation, no targeted services, and no alignment with landlords has led to an awkward existence between owner and operator, as well as a deterioration in margins. We are leveraging a tried and true model that has existed in the hotel sector for decades. By sharing economics and specializing skill sets, we're able to drive outsized NOI, increase utilization, activation, and retention, diversify tenant mix, reduce broker dependency, and manage operations at a fraction of the cost a commercial owner could. In order to drive demand and win customers, you have to be positioned differently. Since our very beginning, we've always positioned ourselves as a services first, space second business. We break our business into 3 distinct but synergistic buckets. Yes, we provide space, offering private offices, desks, and co-working. We also offer a range of outsourced operational services, programming, advising, and network connections, as well as capital through over 40 angel and VC partners and our own venture fund, Workbox Ventures. When you approach a relationship as a true business partnership, revenue opportunities are everywhere. We've been able to achieve returns 2x to a conventional lease, but also have been able to increase monetizable areas of buildings by utilizing lobbies, outdoor areas, and common space. By leveraging our brand, we are not only able to drive conventional co-working demand for offices and desks, but we're also able to drive external meeting demand, events, and more. Perhaps there is no greater test to our operating capabilities than the recent pandemic, and we definitely rose to the occasion. In April 2021, we were able to take over a defaulting industrial space in partnership with Goldman Sachs, who owns the building pictured in this slide in the Gold Coast submarket of Chicago. In only 8 months' time, we took co-working occupancy from 15% to 90%, and we are now generating a cash return in excess of a conventional lease. The beauty of this to our office owner partner is we're generating these returns with 0 TIs. So the cash on cash return to a landlord is multiples what it could have been achieved in a conventional lease. Our business is solving pain points, and we've worked with many institutional landlords to do so. We've done spec development from scratch. We've worked with existing build-outs to lower capital spend and drive income. And like in the last slide, we've leveraged our brand to take over defaulting co-working peers. In summary, our business is simple. We underwrite space, we design it, we operate it, and we grow value. We grow value for our landlord partners and our members. And by doing so, we increase the pie size for all stakeholders. Our executive team is a complement of experience between hospitality operations and real estate investments. We are also fortunate to be advised by Ed Ryan, the former global general counsel of Marriott, and really the godfather of the hotel management agreement. Finally, we'd love to help solve a portfolio pain point for you. As part of the Passport program, we're offering to do a free space plan and pro forma for partners in Modern that are interested in exploring our services farther. Thank you so much for your time today. Speak soon.
Hey, great, John. Good morning. How are you?
Hey, Sam. How you doing? Hi, everybody. Can everyone hear me okay?
Solid. All right. So, holy cow, can you tell us, you go a little deeper with us on how Workbox is really differentiating. How are you embracing that early stage or growth stage company to make sure that you're providing them an experience that's unique? And why is that an important market for you?
Yeah, so the early and growth stage market is actually quite huge. It's about 40% of the total Flex Office user market, and one that is not supplied well by any of our peers. So when I started Workbox in 2019, again, my background was sitting on your side of the table. So I worked at Brookfield and LaSalle Investment Management. I understood the pain points. I really believed in Flex as an asset class for the value that it created. But it did two things that were fundamentally wrong. First, the structure just did not align with landlords, and often was in competition to a landlord. So we wanted to emulate the hotel management agreement model in a commercial office. And then two, what is done pretty poorly across the industry is providing a value prop to a targeted customer. So we do that through, obviously office space and desks. But we also do that through outsourced operational services. We provide tech development, recruitment, digital marketing services, and more, bookkeeping, et cetera, as well as access to capital. All of our companies, a lot of our companies are looking to raise capital, so we make introductions to over 40 angel and VC investors, as well as have our own venture fund, Workbox Ventures.
John, are those other services that you're providing, are they also revenue opportunities for Workbox?
They are. So it's a kind of a two-sided. We're getting a premium on space because we're providing a package of services to our customers, but also our outsourced operators pay to be on our platform and have access to a targeted group of growth companies. So it's really a win-win for us. We're providing a platform for all of our stakeholders to benefit.
Fabulous. So obviously the pandemic had a big impact on co-working broadly. But I think it's more than that, right? Because it was happening before the pandemic with organizations like WeWork and others. Where do you see co-work, where do you see the whole sector going over the next few years?
Yeah, so Flex is now in the limelight in the commercial office sector. Like I said in my presentation, JLL predicts that 30% of all space in commercial office will be consumed flexibly, which is just an enormous market. I think if you're putting your CFO hat on, you're starting to think about leases like you think about debt, right? You want some optionality, you want variability, you want some ability to flex up or flex down. And leases, besides employees, oftentimes the second biggest cost that a company is trying to address. So there's just a huge wave of, and with all the uncertainty in the pandemic and the hybrid work, there's a huge trend moving towards flex. I think that it's going to go further. I see that co-working will go the way of hotel industries, where you have companies that focus on, urban or suburban or corporate occupiers or early and growth stage companies, or just the random individual that wants to get away from their significant partner or pet and just get out of the house. And I think by doing that, you're able to create more value to that end user.
That's a wonderful explanation. Thank you. So what type of spaces are you looking for? And who should be reaching out to Workbox? Yeah,
so we've done all over the spectrum. So we have different structures depending on the type of agreement that we're doing. Our favorites recently, because they require no capital to our landlord or to us, is takeovers of defaulting operating space. So the example that I gave in the presentation was an Industrious deal that we did in partnership with Goldman Sachs. We took over a second Industrious in partnership with Stockbridge. We just announced a takeover of a Common Grounds in Minneapolis. We're in conversations with several other Common Grounds as well as several WeWorks as well. And that works great. We just rebrand the asset, leverage our differentiation and brand and drive return to a landlord. And the landlord does not need to rip up the space and put a bunch of TIs into the space. So it's a win-win from that standpoint. We're also doing new developments from scratch. So we're working with Zeller here in Chicago to do the Wrigley building. That structure is a little bit different because the landlord is putting money into the building. We have a waterfall of returns where they get the priority return. Then we cover our management cost, and then there's a distribution. So, to the extent that the landlord is putting capital in, they get preferred return. And we're also doing a similar structure to that with Oak Tree in Indianapolis.
It's really a secret sauce, John, your experience in the industry as an asset manager with high quality firms like Brookfield and LIM. So I think it gives you a big advantage. You're raising. Can you tell us a little bit more about what your goals are?
Yeah, so we are doing our Series A round. We've raised about $4.5 million in equity so far. We really built our org chart. So we have our COO, CFO, head of venture, head of marketing, head of sales, and are now seeing a huge pipeline of opportunities. I would say today we have probably 20 opportunities to take over defaulting space or to do new developments with big institutions. So really, we're looking to raise capital for growth and to take advantage of some of the opportunities. Right now, there is so much demand happening in the co-working space, but we've got the benefit of all of the co-working operators that kind of followed WeWork from 2014 to 2019. So you have the kind of Starbucks situation where these companies have, on four corners in Manhattan have spaces and they're cannibalizing their space. So it's a great opportunity to implement a different brand, take over space while demand is strong and we can get it very, very inexpensive.
Great. Well, thank you so much, John. Really enjoyed the discussion and look forward to some response from our audience. So thank you very much.
Thanks all.
All right. Our next company is TruLiv. TruLiv is a premier acquisition technology for residential investors. Think about SFR, single-family rentals, enabling teams to source, underwrite, and execute deals efficiently at scale. Nick's joining us this morning from Italy, and we'll finish up the presentations. Take it away, Nick.
Hi, my name is Nick Marino. I'm the co-founder and CEO of TruLiv, and I'm here to talk to you today about the residential investment space. TruLiv was created by real estate acquisition professionals who live the massive pain points of acquiring a scattered site portfolio. Specifically, we know that the more deals you're doing, the harder it becomes to scale. So think about growing an SFR portfolio from 5,000 to 25,000 units in a year. The fact of the matter is, it is just plain incredibly difficult. And the real driver behind this issue is that the current acquisition process is just lacking in several key areas. So first, the process of acquiring deals is super manual and time intensive. This often requires a large headcount and a very experienced team. And I think this in turn makes it really difficult to scale your acquisition capabilities because resourcing and efficiency really become your two greatest enemies. And then maybe most importantly, scalability shouldn't come at the expense of accuracy and accountability. Most current acquisition processes aren't built to leverage data and organizational consistency and really transparency across your team. And this is where TruLiv comes in. We are the premier acquisition technology for residential investors, enabling faster deal sourcing, underwriting, and deal execution. Our all-in-one solution leverages data and technology to empower your team to focus on doing more deals more efficiently. So let's start at the beginning, which is sourcing deals. TruLiv provides access to all MLS and broker marketed deals, but we also leverage our comprehensive data set to identify and execute off-market opportunities and portfolios with a proven direct-to-owner sourcing capability. And beyond that, one of TruLiv's differentiators is the ability to overlay your own unique investment criteria. And this goes beyond the traditional thinking around buy box of a certain bedroom type or vintage of a home. It allows you to really look at things like capital improvement budgets, detailed expense loads, or your specific market assumptions that help you actually find the deals that make the most sense for your strategy. And from there, TruLiv is doing something that really nobody else is. We source and provide best-in-class market insights and comparables with daily rental updates from every single Zillow listing in the market, actual closed rents from the multiple listing service. We pull from the major REITs such as Invitation Homes, even down to Craigslist. This gives you not just today's actual rent, but a full trended history for every comparable asset. And lastly, we have the ability to privately integrate your own existing portfolio rents so that you can leverage your own data set to make the best possible underwriting decision. And then all of this data, from the building information to the market comps to your own investment criteria, is packaged into a powerful discounted cash flow model for every single asset in the market. And greater scale shouldn't mean that you should sacrifice financial rigor and just throw a yield on a property and hope for the best. This is institutional DCF produces data-informed, high-quality underwriting with IRR, yields, and sensitivities, and it provides the best accuracy, giving you and your capital partners confidence. So assuming that these deals are interesting, our pipeline and transaction management tool allows you to make auto-generated offers on homes, follow a robust and customizable process, not just for one deal, but for every deal in your pipeline, which in this case could be several hundred. And so on the whole, what the TruLiv platform provides is the ability to leverage technology to substantially increase your deal flow. You can have every deal and its associated underwriting, your model, your comps, your documentation, and more right at your fingertips. And this helps you ultimately maximize your team efficiency and quickly scale into new markets. So to highlight one of our clients, we work with a nationwide property and investment manager with about 6,000 homes under management. And they're in the process of standing up a new business line to offer acquisition capabilities. And they now have a scalable technology solution to build their company strategy. Their partnership with TruLiv has allowed them to raise significant additional institutional capital, enabled everyone on a remote and disparate team to operate as one cohesive unit, and efficiently execute their concerted acquisition strategy. Ultimately, that's helped them increase deal flow and expand into new markets. So if you're a player who's looking to scale in a cost-effective and efficient manner, TruLiv works in almost all of the major investment markets nationwide. We have the ability to launch a new market in just a couple of weeks. And we're also not made just for investors. We can and have worked with property managers looking to grow homes under management, owner-operators who are buying a scattered site portfolio of multifamily assets. All in all, if you're looking to scale, we would love to chat. So please reach out to take a look under the hood. We have demos and pilot programs available that have been shown to show a measurable increase in deal volume in as little as 6 weeks. We're open to discuss tailored solutions and data integrations, and we're looking to partner with anyone that's trying to invest in their next chapter of growth. We look forward to hearing with you and have a great day.
Nick, and turn on your camera. There you are.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Good, Nick.
Thank you for having me today.
What part of Italy are you in, by the way? Just FYI.
I am in Tuscany. I'm at my best friend's wedding, but I'm happy to be joining everybody. I am getting told that I can't start my video because the host has stopped it. So I think Carolyn might need to give me permission.
I'm sure she will here in a sec. Hey, let's start a couple of really interesting questions from the crowd. First, does TruLiv have listing data in all MLS areas? And is TruLiv acting as a broker?
So to start, we're a technology company, so we do not act as a broker. We're a software platform and work. We do in some cases work with third-party brokers and sometimes with transaction management teams internally. We currently operate in about 15 different markets. So you have a lot of the primary suspects in the SFR space, and expand right now about 2 to 3 markets per month. Because it's mostly a data play and we don't actually have boots on ground, we're able to expand really quickly into new markets.
Great. So if a client had a specific market that you're not currently in, how long does it take you to get up and running?
Usually takes about 8 to 10 business days. So we have a nationwide broker partner that we're able to plug into nationwide MLSs. We seed our database with property recorder and assessor information. We use integrations for rents around the market, demographic information, et cetera. So it's a pretty quick process.
And there was another really great question, and I think maybe this speaks to your scattered multifamily process. But any thoughts on expanding this concept into commercial real estate?
Yeah, I think the reason that we chose this market, single family rental and the scattered site multi, is that it's very, very underserved from a data perspective. And I think the same can be said about asset classes like, self-storage and scattered site industrial, some scattered site retail. And I think we're certainly open to the possibility of that because, in asset classes where you need to do a lot of deal volume, it really just requires a great deal of a technology solution to operate your team on. And we're able to offer both that technology solution as well as the data that's the larger players in the commercial real estate data space aren't paying as much attention to.
Terrific, thank you. And then we had actually another question that was kind of fun because it's comparing you to some potential competitors here.
Yeah.
So how do you compare to Picket/Inertia or Intera?
Yeah. So we are, as I said before, we're primarily, we're exclusively a software platform. So some of the Pickets and the Interas of the world, in a lot of cases, are doing the transaction management and this brokerage as a service. We operate and work with larger players in the industry, as well as medium and smaller players who are looking to scale and looking exclusively for a data and software provider to run their own business on. So I think in some cases, the Interas of the world will say, okay, what's your buy box? We'll go buy on behalf of you X amount of homes, and here they are. We're really trying to integrate and leverage as a technology solution with our partners to be able to execute on their strategy more efficiently.
In our time together, Nick, and with you and Jeff, we spent a lot of time talking about data creating actionable insights. Can you give us a little thought process on there, and what kind of insights are your current customers most interested in?
Yeah, I think the number one thing is rent. And rent data, especially in SFR, is very difficult to come by. And TruLiv really, I believe, and we've seen from working with our clients, is best in class in that we're pulling, daily Zillow rents. We're trending, so not just for today, but every day in the past. We're pulling from the major REITs websites, so you'll be able to identify a rent comp that's an Invitation Homes rent versus a mom and pop landlord. We're pulling actual in places from the MLS. And we're exposing that information in a way that the user can really identify what's best for them, because everyone has this idea that the perfect rent comp exists, but at the end of the day, if you're going to be buying a home and putting $50,000 of capex into it, your rent structure might look different from somebody looking to put $20,000 of capex, because it's essentially going to be a different home and a different offering. So triangulating that information and allowing a user to overlay their own strategy allows you to present the best data for that user so that they can make the best decisions again for them, which is different than somebody else.
Hey, Nick, you're about to start the process of fundraising. And while we have this audience, you want to tell us a little bit about what your goals are?
Yeah, so we're going to be raising a $4 million seed round shortly. We've been very, very focused on the product to date. And I think the product has, if anybody is interested in taking a look under the hood, speaks volumes to that. We've shown some really great traction, especially lately with some of the largest SFR players in the country. And what 2023 is going to be about, and what this capital raise is for us, is growth and being able to cater to not just those larger players on an enterprise basis, but be able to bleed down into the middle market and the lower market individual investors, and ultimately become the data and operating platform for the SFR industry and the scattered site multifamily industry, and to the question before, potentially other fractured industries. So we're really excited about the future. We're looking to bring on a couple new team members to expand that presence in 2023, and excited about the future. Fantastic,
Nick. Thank you so much, and thanks for joining us from Italy. I know this it's probably, was it late at night there right now?
It's about 6 p.m. So, but I'm excited to be here, and thank you everybody so much for your time.
Really enjoyed the discussion. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
All right. So next slide is really, and we want to thank you. We hope you enjoyed these presentations. If you requested more information on any of the companies, you can expect to be contacted by them directly. We're always looking for qualified mentors to help our companies with your experience. if you have 2 hours a quarter maybe to give us, please consider being a mentor for our passport companies. As a mentor, you get an early look at the innovative products that we bring to the market, as well as first access to pilots. So oftentimes that first mover advantage is really valuable. And you get to provide these companies with your feedback to really help optimize their solution to better meet the industry's needs. So thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed that. Please sign up, sign up for a mentor based on the poll that's up. And again, we really appreciated your time this morning and hope it was valuable. Thank you.